Let's check out the super charts. Hello everyone. As the live is spooling up here, I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and for those of you checking out the replay, I'd appreciate it if you left a comment letting me know what asset you would like me to analyze. I'll be more than happy to analyze it at the next market analysis. And today we're going to go through all of the charts. And at the very end, I'm going to share with everybody a resource on what they can use for a trade journal. This week I was talking about making a interactive and dynamic spreadsheet to help keep track of all of the positions that you take in the market. And then that way you can track it, you can see where you're at, you can quickly glance at it. And what this does, it'll save you a lot of time. You don't have to go and look at the charts all the time. What this chart will do is it'll give you can keep track of everything from the time that you start the trade to the time that you finish it. Figure out what the entry price is, what the current price is, and it'll automatically calculate how many percents you're up. So that chart there will give you a quick glance at your portfolio. What I'm finding is that as this is going on, I'm realizing that a lot of these wallets, they do a great job of keeping a ledger, but they don't necessarily tell you the full story. And so this spreadsheet will help you accomplish that, because it'll tell you not just when the trades were taken, but what's the status of the trade and where are you in compared to the goal that you've got set. So I'll share that resource at the end. But we're going to start off with all of the charts because I think I only did the charts, all of them, once this week. And so we're going to go through all of the ones that I have on my watch list and highlight the ones that our team, the NextGen merchants, have taken themselves, so we can see their progress as well. So the first one on the list is silver. Let's go ahead and grab my screen. Whoa. There we are. All right, here we go. So silver prices, we've been hovering within this consolidation range, and now we can see that. Yeah, now we can see that range is definitely testing. Ooh, where is the? There it is. This range is definitely testing that 3150 level. So this looks, again, I believe that silver is going to continue in its continuing its bearish trend. So I think that what we're seeing here is another forming of the top. If you remember, when we've been doing a market analysis in the past, especially with some of the cryptos lately, we'll see 3 touch points at the bottom, and then a big jump up the top, going up. Well, if you notice, we actually have 3 touches here. 1, 2, and 3. So that triple top is an indicator that we're likely going to go down. If we were to go up, this one here probably would have done it, but it didn't. So from a technical analysis standpoint, it's likely that this silver is going to continue to drop as expected. Same thing with gold. As we can see, there's actually been a major consolidation range again formed within this little area in the last couple weeks or so, or the last week or so. And this one here, it doesn't have the triple tops. It seems to be consolidating, but still, look at that right there. That is a lower low, and this high didn't beat out that one. So we actually have the start of a trend now confirmed. We're going to zoom in a little bit so that we can see it in greater detail. We're going to grab it from here, and you can see there it is. That's one line, and then here is the other one formed up. So this high, this low, this high, this low, that is a full A, B, C, D formation. And so we can say confirmed, yes, we have a downward trend in gold. US 30, it reached an all-time high this week, actually just on Wednesday. As we can see at the moment, it's down at this lower end of the range that's been trading for since the 25th of November. It's been ranging in this area here. I would say, though, that we are going to be continuing to move upwards, probably creating some new highs as the weeks wear on, simply because that faith in the dollar is restored. Toronto Stock Exchange creating a new high. When was that? Yesterday, first thing in the morning, right when we were doing market analysis. This is 7:30. Yeah, so the TSX formed a new high, but you can see these movements are getting smaller. And that's just because there's not a lot of confidence, not as much confidence in the Canadian markets right now because of the tariffs and the possible sanctions being placed against Canada. So on the international playing field, this momentum has really gone down compared to the types of movements that we saw even before the election. Now, this is also very indicative of an inflating currency. Remember, the price is going up not because the value of the market, not because of the value of this index. It's going up because the value of the currency is dropping, and so you need more currency to maintain maintain that economic value in the economy. On to the crypto 30. Still haven't reached that all-time high, but I can tell you what, when it does reach this all-time high and exceed it, it's going to be a wild ride. We're gonna be needing to pay attention. Probably, I may even be doing a quick check-in, market analysis check-in in the afternoons, simply because of how much more fast-paced things are going to be for the rest of the year, especially after the crypto 30 reaches this all-time high. Bitcoin had a story yesterday, didn't it? Great big push. We were hanging out, great big push to go over the 100,000 mark there on Wednesday, and then it managed to hang out for a while. But then Thursday, big dip, came down all the way to 91,000. Now, I don't think that that's even the end of it. I could be wrong. Again, my squiggly lines say that we could go as high as 110. But I would have expected that to be one push, one impulse. So when I see this here, this hanging out, this may be the start of that big descent, this descent that I've been talking about that may take us down to 75. Now, might not come this low. This would be about the lowest I would expect, though. It might even try tempting the 2024 election level. But again, if we're doing pattern recognition, that hasn't happened before. When we go back and check out the other elections, I'll do that real quick here just so that we can see. I'll go to the weekly chart though, so it's all in one shot. So every election, the price never comes back. Now, almost tested it here, and that was just because Biden was so terrible to the economy. And so there was no faith in anything. So this dip here came close to the 2020 election levels. If it were to come close again, I'm going by my basic rule of thumb is look for the pivot points. So when we look for pivot points since the election, really, there's one right here. It's a brief one, as price was kind of moving around in here, accumulating some tight action. Whenever there's tight action like this, knowing that there's still lots of volume, this means that there's a lot of activity going up and down. So this little bit of energy that spurt off of there, that would be considered our pivot point. So in the future, because that provided some resistance, I believe that would be that point of support that we would fall to if we were to come down. We might not come down that far. Who knows? Maybe all we did, maybe we did enough. This might be enough retracement. Who knows? Only the market knows. Market's always right. Either way, if you're looking to buy Bitcoin, go for it. We're still going to be seeing 150, and some analysts that I've been following, they're even saying 200,000, and that would be by spring. So between now and then, 150 is a 51% increase, and then of course a 118% increase if it were to go up to 200. Which one is it? Time will tell. But Ethereum, oh my goodness, you had a great week, didn't you? Isn't it interesting how Bitcoin had a great week last week, and then this week was just like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And Ethereum was like beforehand, I don't know what I'm doing here. And now all of a sudden it's taking off. This is the pattern. Bitcoin likes to lead these bubbles, and then it starts to, and then Ethereum follows the bubble afterwards, usually about a week. It did that every single bubble, folks. So now with Ethereum, a nice little rally. It would be time. It would be a great time for both Bitcoin and Ethereum to take a little bit of a dip. We did, however, already retest this old trend line. Remember that old trend line? We've talked about that one for a while. This trend line dates all the way back to March. Way back here. That's March 2024. And then, of course, the next high that marks that trend is right here. And that was in May of 2024. Well, after this retracement here, remember, this had nothing to do with the crypto bubble that we're in right now. This was just its natural progression after having the ETFs assigned to it. Once the ETFs were announced that this was going, that Ethereum could be bought off the books, the price went up. So that's what caused that. Since that time, it had actually been retracing. But this week is important because now we're breaking past that old line of resistance, that old trend line. We're starting to blow it out of the water. And this high is higher than this high. So right now, we actually have 2 points of support that would allow for more movement going up. One would be the trend line. That would certainly be one of them. And the other one would be this zone right here. This was a previous resistance here. And again, further on, you can see that the resistance was almost met here. So this area here is definitely another pivot point that it could retrace to. But don't be surprised if it comes down this far. Remember, whenever we've had these bubbles, I'm going to go and going to pull up this. Let's go pull up. What are we? Oh, we're on Ethereum. So Ethereum, and I'm going to zoom into the last bubble. And I'm going to go in like, actually, let's go to this one. That's pretty nice. That's a good representation of what we are going through currently. So if we were to look at this bubble here in 2017, which was the big crypto bubble of 2017, there was this big movement and it went up nice bit all the way from in early in the year 1850 going to 370, and it kind of hung out for a while. July, August, September, October. Look at that, November. And it was an election year. Oh no, it wasn't. 2016. So here we go. This is the bottom of the bubble right here. And that's kind of similar to how we've been over the last little while. You know, we had that rise, right? But it kind of held back. So we had the rise. Right here. We had this rise and then it kind of held back. I wish that little thing was not in the way. I'm trying to show you a number. You know what? I'll use my finger. So this rise here happened early in the year. And I do it that way. There we go. This rise here happened early in the year. Basically hovered around here all year long, similar to what we went through this year. And then a jump, retracement, jump, retracement, jump. That's the pattern we're looking for. And so this retracement hasn't really occurred yet. Slightly, but we have to consider that this here This is across 2 weeks. That little retracement there, that is a span of 2 weeks. We don't have that happening yet. This retracement here, this is oh yeah, sorry. This here is I don't think that it's done. I think that we're probably going to see a resistance off of that all-time high. That's my feeling. Especially with the momentum that we got this week. People are going to get excited. There is some resistance right now, but that's not going to phase the market coming in because they're going to see this growth here. So they're going to buy. I think we're going to go up to the top only because we're seeing more and more money being diverted into the layer 2 coins. So Ethereum, my projection, squiggly line. Here we go. I think we're going to go up. We might get close. We might not actually touch it. We might get close or touch it and then come back down to find this support. And the reason I say that is simply because, let's get my ruler out. The reason I say that is because that would give us that, oh, you look at that. The 30% drop that I figured it would be is actually sitting here. So it would be this support level here. That would be a 30% drop from the all-time high. If it were to drop now, it probably would come down. Let's see what 30% does from here. Yeah, 30% is just lower into the next range, into the next pivot range. So, yeah, either way, we're going to see this retracement one way or the other. And I kind of feel like it's not shaping like this. That we do need a little bit more of a push up to create that new high. Right? This was an all-time high at the time. So at the base of the bubble, it created an all-time high before it did it 2 more times. We're not there yet. This is not an all-time high. This is the all-time high right up here. So I would like to see that get beat so that we know, okay, great. Section 1 of the bubble complete. ADA, creating new highs. Oh, that was a couple days ago. Let's go back to the 2-hour chart. Yes, it's been, look at that, similar to Bitcoin. Created a whole new high and then has been consolidating ever since. Bitcoin did the same. Bitcoin's done the same. Oh, no, I was talking about the Crypto 30. Wait. Oh, look at that. It's actually like gold and silver. That's the consolidation zone I was looking for. Isn't that interesting? Gold creates a new high there before the election and then goes into consolidation. ADA goes into consolidation this last week. That's what's happening. So gold, silver, and ADA. Isn't that interesting? All in consolidation right now. If it were to retrace further, folks, I think that it would probably test the $6 level. And I say that because from the high that was just formed for 2024, that high coming down, oh no, look, 30% actually takes us down to that level there. That's 92 cents. So we could see 90 cents. 90 cents seems to be closer to a pivot point. So 90 cents seems to be closer to a pivot point right here. So likely if it were to retrace, that 30% drop from the 2024 high would take us there. Solana. But put a pin in that because, I mean, this retracement here is not bad. That's a 15% retracement. That might be all we need. Solana. This is becoming a hot commodity right now, especially in the meme world. And we're noticing, especially with this continued, over the last few days, this continued rise. It really does break out of a previous trend. Here, shortly after the election, about 2-3 weeks after the election, created this all-time high. And then it retraced, and the amount it retraced, oh, wait, I didn't want that. I want my ruler. The amount it retraced was already 15-16%. So that could be all we need. In fact, as it continued, there was a trend, and it continued and dropped 18% since the all-time high. And we can see that in that drop, we actually formed a trend right here. See how that lines up? Well, that trend line got broken out, but it wasn't really a breakout because it was still inside this consolidation zone that we had prior. So this breakout here, it broke out of the trend, but it didn't leave the consolidation zone. And then it dropped again underneath, testing big time, testing the trend line, and now climbing back up. And ever since coming back up from that, it's been recovering with higher highs and higher lows. Coming into the consolidation range still, so we'll probably still see some resistance as we pop up towards that all-time high. But I can tell you what, that the next time Solana goes above the all-time high will mark I believe that will coincide with the next pulse of the rest of the currencies, the next movement. If we were to look at this one here, look at the Ethereum scale, right? This next movement, I believe, will occur after that new high is created. Next, Injective token. Doing great. Look at how consistent this is. This is a good sign, folks. This is a sign that there's stability, that it's not susceptible as much to all of the hype, and that's simply because of the larger project that it is and how much infrastructure it's providing for interoperability between all the coins. It's like it's going to be a balancer in a sense, because it's going to be used so much in the interoperability of all these contracts. So Ethereum can talk to AVAX, and can talk to Tron, and can talk to ADA, and it can talk to all kinds of different ones. That's what injection is about, making sure that these chains, people aren't having to use exchanges. And so that is what I believe is making this such a stable rise, continuously, consistently creating new highs and lows coming up higher as well. So that is a good sign. And of course, as you can see, I've been in this trade for quite a while. Started this trade back in the middle of June, and it's doing great. I've made some other trades in here that I didn't mark down. That's what the spreadsheet's for. So Polygon, this one here, again, also showing some great consistency. This is in the gaming world though, so it's setting itself up. Remember, Polygon, this one here is, because it's providing infrastructure, liquidity for the infrastructure in gaming, we are seeing this happen in preparation for a lot of the gaming tokens. If you remember, I'm in FAR. FAR was one of the gaming tokens that I'm in, and it's just recently shown some life. And it's because Polygon has got some liquidity, and then people, once they're in Polygon, they're looking at the top projects, and FAR is one of them. So we're seeing the movement now. This is great. Again, this is just getting set up though, because remember, our goal with Polygon is pretty aggressive. The all-time high is at $2.92, almost $3, and we bought down here at 36 cents. So this could be a good 9x, but my target is beyond that because this is a gaming coin, and so we're going to be watching the gaming bubble happen over a longer period of time, and it's going to go a lot higher than some of the other ones in scope. And so Polygon, my target for Polygon is at $10. That would give me a 26x from the position that I took there in the beginning of October. 3 Protocol, still hanging out nice and low. Audrey, one of our members, just made a nice big purchase yesterday. We'll be tracking that one as time goes on in real time because of the good old spreadsheets. As we can see, though, it is really having a hard time creating a new high, and it's not that bad. This here is just from November 12th, so there's still a lot of time. Also recognizing that 3 Protocol is a newer project overall. It only started at the beginning of this year. This was May. And so with the project only starting out in May and coming down so far, this accumulation is good to see for a nice big bullish movement, but it may take some more time just as the company is establishing. And I know that there are still some countries where their protocol isn't working, for instance, Canada. And not that that makes it a deal breaker, it's available in the States, which is where the majority of the trading market is. But still, I think that we're going to see this come a little bit later, maybe even into phase 2 of the altcoin run. Woo though, this one here is doing really well. This is a social trading platform. It's found some resistance, but there has been resistance here in the past, so I'm not too concerned. I think that we could very well see a nice retracement, possibly retesting the 26-cent level, simply because that's where there was also resistance and support right there. So that could be the line that we get support for the next movement going up towards that all-time high. This one here started out really well. We started this one, yeah, mid-September, and so it's performing very well now at 35 cents. What I think almost double, isn't it? Where's my? There we go. 83% up. That's great news. BitTensor. I don't have anything in BitTensor, but I know some of the people, some of the NextGen merchants have grabbed it because they wanted to catch it, but it was like $500. Since it's slated to be 5,000, that would give this a 10x. So right now, sitting at $705, almost coming up to the all-time high that was formed back in April of 2024. Once we get past that, I think it's going to coincide with, say, the Crypto 30 beating its all-time high. That's my suspicion. It would probably be timed well with that, considering this is the AI bubble and BitTensor is providing so much. Where is it, Tau? It's providing so much infrastructure for big tech, Google, Facebook, Twitter, even, well, X. Their mission is to provide that infrastructure for those big, large corporations, and so it's going to continue. It's definitely going to be one of the leaders in AI when it comes to the price action. Fetch, our artificial superintelligence, which is a conglomeration of AI projects coming together to work under one banner. And oh, I forgot about this. Ha! I kind of slept in today, so I brought all of my addictions with me. And I forgot that I had this going, so I'm going to go ahead and just pour it real quick because I'm feeling the need. Sorry for the pause there, folks. I like to respect your time, but I also need this because otherwise I'm not as functional. I have to be able to think and do market analysis at the same time. There we go. All right. I'm now equipped. Fetch, AI superintelligence. This is, the conglomeration of 3 major AI projects in the field. One of them is actually backed on Cardano as well, the Singularity token. Here we are now sitting at $2.10, just under 11. I think that actually is an all-time high, is it not? Let's go look at the daily. Oh no, we do have an all-time high. That's right, $3.50. So this will continue, and I do believe that we will see this all-time high that was formed back in March. I believe that will be also a big base to the bubble. Remember, every time there's a bubble, it creates a new high. Well, this high was created back in March, so that's not the first one of the bubble. I believe we're going to see that next as it creates a new high, and then it will retrace and likely come back to find support at that old previous high. Desync, swimming along. It did create that all-time high this week, or was that last week already? Yeah, that was already last week. Saturday. So one week ago. It's been consolidating ever since. But again, folks, this is just gearing up. This retracement here is nice and healthy. Went from 54 cents down to 42 cents. That's more than enough. I think let's just go grab my ruler. 23%. That's enough in my books. So it might come back down. We do have a pivot point right here at the 39-cent level, so be mindful that it may come down. But if you were to buy, I would definitely dollar cost average my way down there just in case. Now, if it goes up and we start pressing up against the all-time high, that might be that just grab it, because again, after we break out of this is supposed to be $5. Well, the all-time high is 53 cents. So it'll probably 10x from this point that we're at right now. 0 by 0. Another trade moving very nicely. Here we can see, what can we see with this one here? You know what? It's actually, it's looking great. There's no question about it. But over the last couple of days, a little bit of consolidation. So we're probably petered out a little bit. We might see another retracement coming back to test this 27. But at the same time, I don't think that there's a whole lot stopping it. No, right now where we're at, there's only one more pivot point at the 45-cent level before reaching that all-time high. So we'll be watching this one, definitely. Once it reaches all-time high, I would expect a little bit of a retracement. At the same time, though, if we do end up in the people are saying here by Christmas, we're going to see this first run really take some life of its own. If that occurs, this all-time high will end up becoming the support for wave 2. ARC consolidating quite a while here over the last little while. We built this box here a couple days ago, I think. Yep. So this here is finding that support, solid support at 5.5 cents. And in the past, well, yeah, we got, I think, yeah, it's 15 cents all-time high. But I know that I'm saying that this is going to go to $1. And at $1, our position that we got back in the beginning of September at 3 cents, that would translate into a 31x. But then what I did, and I love this asset and I love showing this off because I did a perfect execution of dollar cost averaging, where it was here at 3 cents and then it started to go down right away. Well, as soon as it started to go down, I bought. And then Audrey bought even lower down at the bottom. So she's slated, I think she's slated to almost 50x on this one. Let's just go look. Oh, wait, going up to $1. Where is that dollar? Oh, wow, I have to go like this. There we go. Yeah, 59x from the position that she took. So high, I gotta rearrange my whole screen just to find that level. Awesome. All right, next, Link. This one, great, consistent project. I don't have any money on this one myself, but we can see that this little movement here that we got, this little injection as money was starting to pour into AI, Link got some attention, and it's now retraced a bit, finding support back in this 18-cent range. This is a good spot to be in, folks. If you are looking to buy this asset, I think that anything under $1 will be on sale, considering the fact that it's in such a strong position. Great project. Oops, Link AI. Yeah, good, solid position. Needs to be a little bit more saturated, but that's what we're going to see happen as this bubble starts to form. And I say that because in the past it wasn't there, but this market cap is really it's really climbing over the last little while. In fact, if we take a look at the last 7 days, no, let's go, yeah, last 7 days, market cap. Oh, look at that. Market cap last 7 days is actually kind of gone down. Interesting. Well, that's still that's not indicative of much, especially at the base of this bubble. But I do know that the price. Why is it saying? Almost looks like this chart's different than that chart, doesn't it? Link, yeah, that's it. Link AI, yeah. Wow, isn't that interesting? Oh yeah, no, it's just we've got such a small scale, and I'm on a logarithmic. Remember, I'm on logarithmic scaling here, so that's that's why this would look more if I went to regular. It would look more like it. Yeah. Okay, so back to logarithmic. There we go. So right now, yeah, found some retracement here, finding support at that 19-cent level, likely to make that next push up to the all-time high. I don't know that it'll stay there. Like if it goes above this, I think it'll just go up and then retrace back to it. DE 001 Labs went ahead and created a new high there yesterday. Let's go to the 2-hour chart and see this in better detail. Look at that. Look at how it came up and found that great support from the previous resistance. Formed this high, low, high, and then the next low was testing that same range. Beautiful, beautiful movement. Probably going to see more of this to come. 01 Labs, another good. It's similar. I find it similar to Link. I think actually, I don't know if it has a higher market cap or not. What was it? DEAI, yeah. 01 Labs, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, big jump in market cap. Went up $2 million here in the last little bit. So that's a great sign. This one is though very much undersaturated with a 1.03 billion fully diluted volume. So be mindful of that as we're going into this, that if this doesn't catch up, if this number here, I got to move myself over when I do these ones. Or no, maybe I can do this here. Yeah. So there we go. Ooh, and that's kind of nice too, isn't it? But now my data is not all. Oh, okay, here's my data. Okay, so this market cap here, 94 million compared to 103. That is a big difference between the two. And so there's not much liquidity for these people to be incentivized to hold on after the bubble. So when it sells, if it stays, if this kind of distance stays, if it doesn't close this gap significantly, like 70%, 80%, this will probably crash on the other side and everybody's going to lose money. So be mindful. Doesn't mean you can't make money on it. Just be mindful that you don't have the support for a lot of movements going up. Next. Open this back up. WorldCoin. Again, interoperability, wanting to remove borders, remove restrictions from how trade is done between people. Consistently forming new highs all the time. Oh, let's get another sip of this. Forming new highs consistently. Now finding a retracement here, but you can see it didn't actually quite reach this high here, did it? This retracement did not reach that. So this could be one of two things. Number one, we're going to see more movement going up, creating another high. We usually see these kinds of movements, especially when they're creating new highs consistently. We see 5 of them, that usually 5 to 7, and then we see a larger retracement, usually coming down 2 or 3 pivot points. So right now, this movement here, that would be the first one that I would count. 1, 2, and then 3. So we could still be moving up for another 4 and 5 for those points. This one here is, I believe it's going to be a little bit, wait a second. I think this is, yeah, that's right. That all-time high is actually quite a ways. $12 sitting right now at $3.83. Quick, nice 300% coming back to that all-time high. This here will probably happen in along the same timeline that we see a lot of the other ones that are ways away from their all-time high, like Fetch, Woo, for example, and even 3 Protocol. We're going to see these, all of them, come up to their all-time high shortly after Ethereum breaks out of that all-time high. Next, PAL. PAL has been recovering so well, and I wish that there was a way that I could transfer all of the money that I'm making from this one with everybody on the team, because it was just so beautifully executed. It's satisfying to see the asset, to recognize the opportunity, and have a whole new high. I controlled myself. I didn't fall susceptible to the hype like I did with Sundog. I don't even like talking about Sundog anymore. But with PAL, we watched it drop, and it dropped that 73%, and I managed to get it in at 12.8. And we came back within a matter of a week and a half. Yep, came back to that average price, and already now creating new highs. I'm just trying to figure out why this is not tracing. Why is it not tracing? Oh, it's because I got 2 trades in here. 2 trades marked. That's weird. I wonder where that one came from. Okay, so there we go. So my target on this one here is set for $2 from that low at 13 cents. That's a beautiful rise. Be 14x on this scale here. Now this particular movement, we have to be mindful that we're making a pretty large movement here. Oh no, you know what? I stand corrected. This is an aggressive movement coming up and challenging this high, but this retracement is enough, and we broke above that pivot point now. So this pivot point is now beat, likely to continue moving up. That's enough of a retracement, and that would be a great recovery for this team. Oh, I'd be so proud of them. They got so much negative talk after making this move here. It was a publicity move that was just an error. It happens all the time. I remember one time I did that in 2019 with a company that I was building. We got lots of mainstream media attention with it, and I can remember we made a dumb move. It was a comment that was made by me on social media about Calgary. There was something about Calgary. I can't even remember what it was. There was something about Calgary that I didn't know the full history, the full story behind something, and I told, what story that I knew, and it was actually a myth. It wasn't fact, and so that publicity stunt made it. We got tons of negative comments for like a day. That's what happened to PAL. So I empathize with what happened to them and their team, and to see this recovery already shape up tells me that they're in the right spot. They know what they're doing, even though people didn't like the choice, they didn't like the move. That didn't stop the team from continuing their work. So we're seeing that come back up. FAR, I mentioned this one earlier. This one is the gaming token, specifically on Polygon. And it is forming new highs. Look at that. This one here, boom, low. Oh, that didn't beat out the previous low. New high, low. Didn't beat out the previous low. New high. And it looks like we're having a little bit of a retracement coming back. Yep. But we haven't actually tested this resistance again, or sorry, support. This would be a nice thing. If we saw this come back and actually grab support here, that's when I would feel more confident about the next movement going up. Again, just I like those pivot points. They do seem to provide a lot of price action. All right, Gala. Oh my goodness, look at how well this is doing. Look at how well this is doing. We came in, we started talking about this one, I would say, well, probably end of October or so, and we were checking it out. It did dip down here, and I know that one of the people on our team did grab it when it was down here. You don't get to nail it. You don't get to be a sniper very often in the markets. But here, one of the people on our team was definitely a sniper. I came in a little bit later. I know that I've been juggling a lot around, and so I wasn't sure if I wanted it yet. And then I grabbed it right here at 2.2 cents and already up over the last 30 days, up 170%. Where is it going? I don't know. But people are saying $1 because that's what the all-time high is. So that's when I'm going to start looking at it again and be like, okay, so this, 44x that I get, what do I do with that? Well, I'm going to sell out half of it for sure so that I'm making 22x off of the money, and then it can crash for all I care. I've made my money. I'm good to go. But at that point, I might just continue riding. This might be that first pulse of this bubble. We got 3 to go. So that would be nice. That would be very nice. IMX. IMX. What happened to the immutable X? This was actually Audrey made a purchase on this one yesterday. It was consolidating here, and so she went ahead and grabbed it. We do have an all-time high that's fairly impressive on this one, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that all-time high is way over here, right after it started. I'm going to go ahead and mark that one. And all-time. Oh. Wait a second. Why is this? Oh, I just selected the wrong one. There we go. All-time high. So that all-time high is at $4.60, sitting now at $2. It's going to be an easy 2x for people coming in. IMX is a little bit larger of a project, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 3.5 billion market cap. So great asset. Really in position. Really, it is really very much in position. Look at, the all-time high is look at that. The data that I have doesn't even go back this far, from 2022. Let's go and look at this here. Wow. Okay, so the all-time high, I don't have that on my chart. All-time high is $9.31. I'm going to go ahead and move this one. $9.31. So that's all-time high. We've got a long ways to go. So if you're looking for something for a 345% return, probably at this first big night, probably this next big pulse of the bubble. That'll take us there. Super. Gaming community gaming, and right now this is doing really well. 122 just purchased on November 20th. 122 up 56% over the last 17 days. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. No sign of stopping right now. If we were to see a retracement, I would actually expect it to land in this area here. I'm going to go ahead and put up this as a pivot zone. Just mark it as a pivot zone. Let's go 3. So that would be where I would expect some retracement, just because of how much price action occurred in this area there. Sundog, the embarrassment that I have with Sundog is still continuing on, but I'm not discouraged. I mean, it's a meme, and it is one of the main memes on Tron. And Tron definitely saw a lot of life show up in the last little while. And so this project is going to get, it is already starting to garner more attention. And we can see that in this price action. This high here, though, didn't beat out this high. So right now what we see is a pennant formation, or a wedge pattern, where the lows are getting higher and the highs are getting lower. Ooh, look at that, all the way back from there. So we could be seeing a little bit of this action where the energy buildup continues up until it runs out of runway and makes a decision. Either way, again, I'm not too concerned about it. It is what it is. I'm looking forward to this one coming back to that all-time high, and where it goes from there, I don't really care. I didn't put much in. You know, that's the thing. Never put more money in than when you're willing to lose. Bonk. Creating that all-time high there a few days ago. Now retracing. Yeah, retracing beautifully. Finding that support at that level right there. That's 4 zeros and a 4. That's a great support. And I think that's what. Yeah, that's a 30% drop from the all-time high. We've got everything we need for the next movement, folks. NPC, another meme coin. It's one of my favorite plays right now. Ranks up there with PayPay as a meme. It found some support here, it looks like. We had a good test, though. Came down pretty deep. It even tested this support here, this mini support. Well, actually, there was a lot. There was more back here, right there. That is the same level as this. It's tough to see that, isn't it? There we go. So that low there is testing that range there. Beautiful. Next movement, taking to the all-time high, is going to be a quick 59% for anybody that's interested. Yeah, next. Oh, that's it. That's the top of the list. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and unshare my screen, and I'm going to, oh, actually, no, I'm not going to unshare it. I'm going to show you what the spreadsheet. Where did it go? Is that it? Nope. Ah. Trade journal. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to show you real briefly what this does. As if you would like some help in utilizing this, let me know. Leave me a comment or an instant message, or if you want to join our Telegram. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just share that real quick with you. This here is where you can join all our different channels. I'm on X, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Telegram. I'm mostly doing updates in Telegram. I just use the YouTube for doing these live streams. And then on X, I do a lot more commentary on world events in this clown world events. And so this spreadsheet here, I'm gonna post it in the Telegram. That's where I'll host this file, so you can join the Telegram using that there. But I'll show you how this works. I've got all the calculations in and everything. So what this does is that it takes the ticker. Okay, so here's this drop down. These are a bunch of assets. Most of these are ones that people in NextGen merchants have. If you want to customize this, when I release this on Telegram, it's going to be accompanied with a tutorial video, so you can add your own, and I will show you how to set that up so that, and this is the key, the prices are down here in the bottom. I got to move myself over here so that I can reach the whole screen. All right, so here we go. Prices. That sheet there, you actually won't. Oh, here I'm trying to click on there. Gotta move my mouse over there now. Here we go. So, so prices right there. This is a bunch of all of the assets in that drop down. So this drop down, when you pick it, let's say for instance you pick AVAX. Well, then what it's doing is that it's actually taking the data from the prices sheet. Now the prices sheet is actually live updated from these websites here. Now if you're not seeing the updates, all you got to do is close the spreadsheet and then reopen it, and it should refresh so that these prices then become updated from these website feeds here. We've got this column here is the price URL, so what's the current price? And this column here is the all-time high URL. And these URLs display the all-time high number here and the price here. This spreadsheet, these values get pulled when you select whatever asset you select. It checks the price sheet and brings the data into effect. And you can see there's the current price, there's the all-time high price. If I change it, it'll automatically change for you. There it is. That's Beam. We haven't even done analysis on Beam. I put it up there because it's a fairly common AI coin. Doge. There, it did it again. So when you put in your trade, I just put samples in here so that you could see how it works. This is the date. So you're going to put the date of your trade here, date and time. That's how you track when you took the trade. You'll put in the ticker. What asset is it that you're purchasing? What position are you taking? And you can choose long, short, or closed. Because you might have a trade where it's closed now. You're not trading it anymore. You've closed it. You've taken out the money, but you still need to record what you've done. So you mark it closed. Under volume, you put in how much of the asset are you getting. You put in the price that you purchased it. And then how much the risk is actually automatically calculated. It takes the volume, multiplies the open price, and that gives you how much money you're risking on the trade. This here is where you'd put in your fees, because you need to know how much your fees are so that you know that you're making it back in time. This is where you would put your stop loss, where in your trade plan, you're saying, I'm cutting it loose here. If I'm losing money, I'm stopping at this point. I'm not going to let it lose any more than that. Close, that's where you end up actually closing the trade out. That's the price. The target, that's my target. You can put whatever target you want. Current price, it feeds from the prices sheet. All-time high is there. And then we have percent up, down. So this would be similar to P&L, where it's showing us the percentage that it has gone up since the purchase. So here, these numbers are not accurate, so don't think that that's what's going on here. I was just putting in fields here randomly so that you could see how it fills out. This up, down will show you the percentage. This one here is accurate, actually. This one here, I don't know why it's that crazy. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, let's just do this. There we go. So this is now accurate. And this will tell you how much money you've made in dollars, not the total value of the trade. This is how much you've made over and above what's been risked right there. So you risk, in this trade here, it's listed that we've risked 163. Well, that price is now up to 160, so that's close enough for the 100%. Seems like that's a little bit off, isn't it? I'm going to have to check some math on that one. No, that's right. That is correct. Because it is actually, it's actually showing you this is the price of, like, the current price times the volume. So this is accurate. Points work differently. I always forget that. You have percentage points, and then you've got distance points. Two different things, and this is an accurate number. So there you go. That is the trade journal. That's going to be found as a file that's a shareable Google file. When you open it, you're not going to be able to do anything with it. So you might be wondering, whoa, how do I get started? The tutorial video will show you how to activate that chart for yourself. You'll save it to your own Google Drive, and you'll work from your own file. This particular file here is the master file, and I'm going to be continuing to develop this as time goes on, especially as we get more data. And so you'll want to take this, create a copy, and the tutorial will show you how to use the rest of it. So thank you so much, everybody. Market analysis for Saturday, December 7th, complete. Everybody have a good weekend. We'll see you Monday morning.